Start.
Okay.
Just click it up.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Hello everyone. Our product is Resonate Paper, and I'm Bruin.
I'm Eliana.
I'm Tony.
I'm Judah. For part one problem statement. When you hang out with your friends, you want to play some music, but sometimes you maybe got a noise complaints from the neighbor. So to solve that, we design the prototype to cancel noise from other direction and spread that to one direction. If your phone locked, we also have an emergency shut-off system. For the part two, we're gonna introduce the design by these four parts, which is noise container, phone attachment, sun shadow, and amplifier, and this all the material we need.
This is a sound blocking box, which you can easily find out in our kitchen. It's made of the sound equipment is made of the old missions and pen holders in place with a cardboard using tapes and other strings. Attaching to the box can prevent most of sound coming out of the phone. This is a phone holder. It's being researched and designed to the 20-degree angle, so the speaker at the end of the phone can be best presenting the frequency of the sound wave into the desired location. This is an emergency stop, so shut off, so that when the policeman or neighbor banging on the door, you can just click one simple click and distract entire music playing out from the amplifier. It's getting the idea from the crossbow from middle centuries, using the elastic band in place and store the energy. Once you plug the triggers, the string will be released and the shut-off board will get right shut into the tube and blocking every sound that's interference in there. The last one, the most important one, is the amplifier. It's made of 2 or 3 pop cans with the top and bottom removed. It's made of aluminum. By research, is one of the best material that bounces the sound wave into the direction we want. It's being shaped and attached to the paper towel tube into a specific design and specific shape, so it can amplify in the desired location we want.
So putting all of those 4 subsystems together, we get this, which is our final detailed product sketch. As you can see here, this is where the plastic container would rest. It's a kind of a cut side view. It's actually like covering all faces except for the one where you insert your phone. That is the said phone holder that we mentioned that will then have the paper towel roll here as well as the aluminum can shaped into a cone for amplifying the sound. As you can see, there's dark blue lines here. They're trying to indicate the old scarves and fabrics and old clothes that we would wrap around the 2 tubes to try and absorb the sound so it doesn't leak out and will go in just the direction that we desire. And then here is where you can see the emergency shut-off system. We're going to put a hair tie around the slot in which it enters so that once it shuts in, it'll at least have some sort of absorption in the upwards direction. Here to just support more of our design, we want to reduce the impact of diffraction. If you ever talk to someone against a wall, you can still hear them because sound travels in waves and it will just eventually wrap around the wall and you can hear them. So we designed the plastic container like that to try and reduce that impact and add to the noise cancellation. Then for material selections, we found that materials that best amplify sound are glass, metal, especially aluminum, as well as wood, which is why we use the cardboard box as the frame to put all of our tubing for amplifying noise, as well as using the aluminum can specifically for the conical amplifier. Then for absorption, we found that foam and traditional fabrics are best to absorb sound, and that's why we wrapped both tubes with clothing, and then we used sponges for the emergency shuttle.
Okay, so next part is about the impact and the results of our product. There's several target users. The first one is about the student or the adult who would like to hang out and they want to listen to music, but they don't want to annoy their neighbors. The second one is like for the families. They allow their children to listen to music, but they don't want them to disturb their grandparents. And more widely, it can be it can be helpful for everyone who want to listen to anything and they don't want to disturb their other peoples around, like their roommates.
Then the benefits of our product is that it's simple, cheap, user-friendly, easy to implement, and definitely scalable. We use passive amplification rather than active amplification, meaning our whole system is entirely mechanical and does not have any electrical components that you need to charge or use batteries. It's quite cheap because most directional speakers are quite expensive. They look like this, use multiple speakers and a lot of electrical components because their target audience is usually companies or museums and all those big bucks people, so that's why the price ranges from 400 to 1500 Canadian from what we've seen. So ours will be our goal is to try and bring directional speakers for more regular use from the everyday man. That's why we have a pretty straightforward design, as the user only needs to interact with the section where they have to insert the phone as well as the emergency shutoff system, which we will clearly indicate with a string and a label. And finally, it's easy to implement because all you need is just to have a phone and you can use this. So the next steps, if we were to invest into this product, is to further research the most optimal shape for the aluminum can amplifier, as well as checking our angle of projection for the phone support with the curvature of that support itself, as well as further add-ons. If the demand for this is high, we can then begin to add active amplification, because that would then create constructive and destructive waves that would make the directional aspect of sound more fine-tuned and specific. And finally, for environmental considerations, we would use fast fashion scraps, since fast fashion is a big issue nowadays, and use those scraps from those textiles as the section that we currently have, old scarves and clothing. And finally, just generally researching more materials for the outer frame and such. So at the end of the day, try to avoid noise complaints and let the resonant Vipers suck out the sound. Thank you.